Brown eggs versus white eggs. A doctor's calm explanation. When you walk down the egg aisle at the grocery store, you've probably noticed something familiar. White eggs in clean, simple cartons, brown eggs in packaging that looks more rustic and usually more expensive. And somewhere along the way, many people were told that brown eggs must be healthier, more natural, or somehow better for you. As a physician, let me slow this conversation down and bring it back to the facts. The real difference between brown eggs and white eggs is not nutrition, not quality, and not how natural they are. It comes down to the type of chicken that laid the egg. Chickens with white feathers and white earlobes typically lay white eggs. Chickens with red or brown feathers and red earlobes usually lay brown eggs. That's it. There is no special nutrient in a brown shell. There is no flavor gene hiding in a darker egg. Shell color is simply a result of genetics. From a nutritional standpoint, brown eggs and white eggs are essentially identical. They both contain roughly the same calories, protein, fat, and key nutrients like vitamin B12, vitamin D, and selenium. The shell color does not change any of that. When people do notice nutritional differences in eggs, it's almost always because of what the hens were fed, not the color of the shell. For example, eggs labeled omega-3 enriched or pasture-raised may have slightly higher omega-3 levels, but those benefits can apply to both brown and white eggs if the hens are raised and fed the same way. So why do brown eggs often cost more? The reason is practical, not nutritional. The breeds of chickens that lay brown eggs tend to be larger birds. Larger birds eat more feed. Higher feed costs lead to higher prices at the store. In other words, you're not paying for a better egg. You're paying for a bigger chicken. There's also a psychological element here. Many of us associate brown or earthy colors with foods that feel more wholesome or traditional. That perception influences how products are marketed and how we interpret value. Taste is another area where myths persist. In controlled taste tests, most people cannot reliably tell the difference between brown and white eggs. What does affect flavor is freshness and diet. A fresh egg, regardless of shell color, will usually taste better than an older egg. Yolk color, too, has nothing to do with shell color. It reflects what the hen ate, especially foods rich in natural pigments. Even shell strength is often misunderstood. Shell thickness is influenced more by the age of the hen than by egg color. You can get a strong white egg or a fragile brown egg depending on the hen's stage of life. So when choosing eggs, the questions that actually matter are simple. How were the hens raised? What were they fed? And how fresh are the eggs? And what fits your budget and preferences? Brown eggs are not automatically healthier. White eggs are not inferior. The real quality of an egg comes from farming practices, not the color of the shell. Once you understand that, the egg aisle becomes a lot less confusing and a lot less emotional. And sometimes that's the most important part of nutrition education, replacing long-held myths with calm, practical understanding.